Have you ever been in a movie theater and wondered why everyone, and I mean everyone, laughs or cries at the exact same moment? It really does feel like some kind of magic, right? Well, what if I told you it's not magic at all? It's architecture. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret blueprint screenwriters use to build your emotional journey, piece by piece. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's kick things off with a question that really gets to the heart of what makes movies so darn powerful. I mean, really think about that for a second. You're sitting in a dark room full of strangers, but somehow you're all having this perfectly synchronized emotional reaction. A joke lands and the whole place just erupts. A character faces a tragedy and you can literally hear sniffles all around you. Is that just a coincidence? Some kind of happy accident? The answer is absolutely not. That incredible shared experience isn't an accident. It's design. It is a conscious, deliberate choice made by the screenwriter way before a single camera ever started rolling. So what is this plan? What does this, emotional blueprint actually look like? Well, let's break down the core technique behind all this movie magic. The official term for it is inducing emotion by section, and the keywords here are right in the definition: intentional placement and calculated points. The writer is basically working backward. They're deciding, okay, at this exact moment, I need the audience to feel this specific emotion, and then they build the scene to guarantee that happen. And, this isn't just some neat little trick. It's really a hallmark of great storytelling. The best films don't just happen to be emotional, they manage the audience's feelings with incredible precision, almost like a surgeon. It's what makes the entire story feel so balanced and so impactful. Now, to make this all a little less abstract, let's look at one of the most common and, honestly, most powerful examples of this blueprint in action. Check out this timeline for a typical 2-hour movie. You'll very often find a huge emotional beat right around the 40-minute mark. This is totally strategic. It's designed to make you feel sympathy or sadness, to get you truly invested in the main character. It's what really hooks you. And from there, you'll see other major checkpoints, maybe at the 80-minute midpoint, all building the journey, step by step, all the way to that big finale. Now, here's what's so critical to understand. These emotional beats have to be baked into the script from the very beginning. This isn't something an editor can just create later on. When the writer plans these moments, it gives the story this smooth, powerful energy that just pulls you right through from beginning to end. But how does this really work? Well, this leads to a really cool idea: the story's lighthouse. Because these emotional points aren't just for us, the audience, they actually play a huge role for the characters in the story too. And this is just a brilliant insight, isn't it? That exact same moment that makes you, the viewer, feel for the protagonist, that's often the very moment that solidifies their own motivation and shows them the path they need to take. So it guides them just as much as it guides us. I love this quote because the metaphor is just perfect. Think of these emotional beats as lighthouses in a thick fog. They are these bright, fixed points that keep the character, and by extension, the whole story, from getting lost at sea. They provide that much-needed direction and meaning. So, for all you writers out there, how do you actually do this? Well, first, you have to come up with these lighthouse moments before you start writing the script. Then, you have to make sure they're balanced. You can't have them all clumped together. And most importantly, they have to feel completely authentic to your character's personal journey. Okay, so right about now, you might be thinking, hold on, isn't this all just a little formulaic, like a paint-by-numbers way to write a movie? And that's a fair question, but there's a much better way to look at it. So is it a simple formula, or is it, as our source material puts it, a thoroughly calculated and mechanical design? The difference there is everything. See, a formula is a shortcut. It often leads to stories that feel really predictable and kind of hollow. But a calculated design, well, that's about control. That's the work of a master craftsman who really understands how storytelling works. At the end of the day, this isn't about just plugging in a sad scene at the 40-minute mark. It's the art of managing a big, complex story. It's about knowing that a 2-hour film needs an emotional rhythm to keep us hooked, and then using these checkpoints to make sure every single part of your movie is working as hard as it possibly can. It's about efficiency and, ultimately, impact. So, I'll leave you with this question. Whether you're writing your own screenplay or just getting ready to watch your next movie, start looking for that blueprint. And if you are a writer, I want you to ask yourself, where are the lighthouses in your story? What are those key moments that won't just guide your audience, but will guide your character all the way home?